It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
What's going on, Lake of the Ozarks? It's that time. Once again, it's time for a cup of coffee with Will and my man Chris right here. And Chris, it's Thanksgiving week. Man, real quick before we even get into it, what are you most thankful for this year?
I'm most thankful for God. That is the foundation of my whole life, and then just been blessed with a wonderful family. And then now I've got another family in the Lake TV folks. So, I'm just blessed all over the place.
Indeed. I'm most thankful for this Thanksgiving. My grandma's down from New York and getting to hang out with her and spend some family time. So it's going to be a great Thanksgiving this year. We've got so much to talk about. We got a little update on the ATF raid. We talked with Jim Skelton. We'll update you on that. And there's been an update from the family that purchased or is under contract with the Outlet Mall. So we'll update you guys on that. Hey, looking for a job? We got a good one for you with MoDOT that and some sports. Mizzou, busy week. Of course, the Chiefs are rolling. We'll have that and a whole lot more. But first, this message from our friends at Slumberland.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Black Friday is almost here, and we've got some great deals. We have this sofa, chair, 3 tables, 2 lamps for just $8.99. That's a lot of furniture for just a little bit of turkey. Check out these other deals. Our Black Friday special goes on all weekend, so come see us at Slumberland at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
All right, as we welcome you back, before we get into local stories, we've got to touch base on the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, the case that's really taken the nation by storm. Kind of crazy. And if you had to sum up this entire situation at the riot, to the shooting, to the trial, to the verdict, I mean, how would you sum this up?
Man, it just seems like there's a double standard in our country today, and then the justice system is under fire, right? So we allow these people to go out and riot and burn and, murder and do that, and that's fine. Some kid's trying to defend himself, and he's the bad guy.
Right.
It just kind of seems like everything's upside down and backwards, and a lot of that has to do with the way the media has covered stuff.
It's exactly why we've gotten there, the media. So Rittenhouse is facing 5 charges, or was facing 5 charges, headed into, and you'll see that graphic there, courtesy of the AP. He was acquitted of all 5 charges, not guilty. He shot 3 men, killed 2 of those during a protest against police brutality in Kenosha, Washington, or Wisconsin. That was last year in August. And so this is not my words, but a friend of mine, Ron Poley, on Facebook had shared this. And I want to read this. I thought this really summed up, because I do feel like this Rittenhouse case, so much information, so many people that aren't following the case see something on TV and it paints, Kyle Rittenhouse as a white supremacist, as a racist, as a violent shooting spree guy. I mean, whatever you would call it, he wasn't. And so this is kind of sums this up. So Kyle Rittenhouse did not win. This is a young man whose life trajectory has changed forever. 2 men died at his hands that night. That is something he will have to live with forever. No, the justice system won. As the facts of the case presented themselves, the state was unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Kyle Rittenhouse had means and motive to go to Kenosha to murder. Devoid of all the extraneous circumstances in the media, social media scrutiny, Kyle Rittenhouse in that moment was a victim of assaults and defended himself. In a city void of any public safety, because remember, the police were called off, they weren't supposed to be there. In a city void of any public safety, a young man saw the community that not only he worked in, his family had lived in, literally on fire, and he went to try and help. While protecting his person amidst the chaos, Kyle Rittenhouse is a victim of a woke media lynching and besmirching by politicians and talking heads who, without any knowledge of the facts, accused the young man of being a domestic terrorist and a white supremacist. I like to think of myself as versed in in these things that are going on, and it wasn't even until the case started that I realized that Rittenhouse was accused of killing 2 white guys. If his intent was to murder black people, he had ample opportunity and targets all over Kenosha that night. Media falsely claimed he traveled across state lines with a firearm, which the facts of the case proved weren't true. The media said he had the firearm illegally. The facts of the case proved that wasn't true. The media, the current president of the United States, had the audacity to call Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist, and yet the state went through all of Kyle's social media profiles, his phones, his computers, and no white supremacy items were found, no racist slurs, no derogatory remarks. White supremacy never even came up in court. The prosecution's star witness testified in court that Rittenhouse didn't shoot him until he himself pointed a gun at Kyle's head. That there was game over. Arguing, well, he shouldn't have been there in the first place is also a weak argument when you take in totality the droves of people who were not even Kenosha residents who were there that night. At least Rittenhouse had a stake in this community. In the end, justice did prevail. The facts were laid out in the case and the jury relied on the facts, not pressure from the media, social media, politicians, and talking heads. This is what we should all want, regardless of race, creed, or identity. The facts in this case were crystal clear, and Kyle Rittenhouse had a reasonable assumption of fear against his life and simply defended himself. Lives have been changed forever, however. The system of justice was the winner in this case, and that's the lesson all Americans should take with them moving forward. So, I mean, all the things you're seeing that are being said about this young man, and people, you know, there are even shirts and memes making him out to be a hero. He's not a celebrity. He's well known, but his life is forever changed because as this verbiage read that I just read to you, it said he's got to live with killing 2 people, and he's one of the most scrutinized and hated men in America right now. I agree, the justice system won, but in no stretch of the imagination did Kyle Rittenhouse win. However, at least he's not facing charges and going to be locked up. So you think that the verdict got it right?
I do. I definitely think the jury got that right. I think the judge knows it. I mean, it was pretty clear all the way along. You know, I mean, our media is so bad now. The mainstream media seems to be the mouth of one of the political parties these days, which is pretty sad, pretty scary because people aren't called to truth, right? And things aren't reported as truth. Most people didn't know about the guys that Rittenhouse shot. I mean, the media sanitized their criminal histories. Rosenbaum, one of the guys, a registered sex offender, was out on bond. You never heard that from the media?
And here's the big part about that. 11 counts of child molestation and inappropriate sexual activity with children, including anal rape, masturbation, oral sex, and showing minors pornography. The victims were 5 boys, and get this, from the ages of 9 to 11 years old. That's who you're raising up as a hero right now.
Yeah.
If you want to defend this guy.
Or the
he
media.
Deserved to die a lot sooner than he did at this protest.
The media raised him up as a hero.
As a hero.
Absolutely.
And this is who this guy truly is.
Yeah, it is pretty scary, the state of the media in America today. That's coming from us, and we're media, right? I mean, it's pretty sad how you only get one side, how these supposed investigators for the media won't investigate. You know, I mean, they just pretty much go with the party line. That's got to change in America if this country's going to survive.
Yeah, agreed. Also, Gage Paul Grosskreutz, he was injured and shot, and he's got a lengthy rap sheet. Second offense of drunk driving that was dismissed. He also has misdemeanor for going armed with a firearm while intoxicated into a public building. So, I mean, and then of course the last who was killed, and he had a lot of support, Anthony Hubert. Of all 3, this Hubert of all the 3 seemed to be probably the least troublesome.
Yeah.
But
and it's interesting because we'll be called stupid, yahoos. We don't know what we're talking about. From people on the other side who watch this, you know, they'll say, we have no idea what we're talking about. These are the facts.
Right.
Right?
I love it. I prefer to be called those things. It means you're watching. You just can't stop watching us, whether you think we're smart or you agree with us. You just can't turn it off.
It's like a train wreck. You
know?
know?
Okay, and then Anthony Hubert, he was, like I said, the least of the 3 as far as a rap sheet. He had a battery misdemeanor. It was dismissed, but it was then the one he pleaded guilty to was domestic abuse as a repeat offender, and he also had numerous forfeited cases for possessing drug paraphernalia. So these guys were not squeaky clean by any stretch of the imagination. And if you look at, you know, Rittenhouse's rap sheet, it was crystal clean. They couldn't find anything about racism. Definitely wasn't a race issue. He was the largest minority of the 4 involved, from the 3 guys that got shot and him that shot him. The other 3 were not. So I guess you can say they were protesting police brutality against African Americans or black people, but it didn't fit the narrative, and they wanted to make it a race thing, and it wasn't, and the justice system won.
And this is not a one-off either. I mean, we've seen a whole lot of cases like this, Ferguson being one, several of them where the supposed victim just got done committing a crime.
Right.
You know, but the media doesn't tell you about that. All of a sudden the police are terrible people everywhere. Yeah, there are some bad police out there, absolutely, but not like it's been portrayed in the media, that's for sure.
Just like there's some bad white people out there. Doesn't mean you hate
Absolutely.
all white people. There's some bad black people out there. You don't hate all black people. You cannot paint everybody with one brush.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they're claiming to protest, yet doing the exact thing they're protesting. All right, so on to local headlines. We told you about the ATF raid of Skelton Tactical a couple weeks ago. So I reached out and I talked with Jim Skelton, trying to get an update. I just want to find out, you know, they've got over 300 of your guns. You're going to get those back? Are you facing serious charges where, you know, you may serve prison time or jail time? I mean, so what's the latest? And all Jim Skelton could tell me is his legal team has advised him not to comment on the ongoing investigation, but I can say those guns are still in the ATF's possession. It's going to be awful hard for Skelton to run his tactical business without inventory.
Well, in that inventory, I think I heard figures of $200,000 or something like that worth of, you know, his inventory, the guns that have been confiscated. So they put a gag order on him, and he basically can't talk right now.
Which is smart, honestly, at this point in time, because out in the media, they're going to be able to use anything you say in any interviews, any quotes or comments. They could use those against you. So his legal team, so to say, read him his Miranda rights.
And I'm shocked at how many people are really interested in this story all over the country. I mean, on KB's show, What's Burning, KB interviewed Ike Skelton. I think at one point we had like 750,000 views of that video, not just locally, but all over the country. It's huge.
Right. All right. Next local story, and we will keep you updated on that because, you know, there will be something happening, either charges filed, the guns will come back to Jim. So we will keep you updated. So in the other follow-up, the Outlet Mall, we told you was under contract, and a lot of questions raised. So this was from Lake News Online. Chris Foster, the son of the well-known local developer Dan Foster, and partner in the new venture, said although the non-disclosure with current owner Simon Property prevents him from releasing a lot of the details. So that's what's going on. There's a non-disclosure, an NDA between Simon and the Foster. Said you can't really say anything until this is finalized. So he said, however, we originally planned to hold off making any announcements with the overall project, but once the rumor mill started churning, especially on Facebook, I felt it was important to counter some of the wrong information. Of course, you guys know they partner with Legacy Development, which is responsible for Legions. But here's the big takeaway I got from this updated story, Chris. Chris Foster said nothing is off the table. Family friendly is where I want to be. I have a 6-year-old, and I know that in the wintertime there's not much to do with children. We had so many family destinations years ago. The Fort Frontierland, an amusement park with rides and games, the old hillbilly town, and pretty much the entire Bagnell Dam Strip was family friendly. And here's the cool thing they found out. There's 3,000 students currently enrolled in grades kindergarten through 6th grade combined in Osage and Camdenton. 3,000 kids in those 7 classes from kindergarten to 6th grade, meaning there's going to be a lot of families growing up here at the lake. And so really, that's a built-in customer base for somebody that wanted to appeal to kids. Here's another cool thing is Foster said the plan may also include a housing component, which would be cool. Yeah. He said when looking at the total amount of acreage, it makes perfect sense, especially when considering that an apartment component on the property would not only provide more customers for the retail clients, it would also provide potential employees. However, like the rest of the possibilities, that piece of development puzzle is just under construction. Lastly, Foster said, we are pretty far along in the process on a lot of different items, and we'd like to get started early next year, but does note, but we haven't closed on the property yet. We're doing our due diligence, and we won't be moving forward with the project until and unless we can see it to a successful completion. So there's always a chance that if they don't see some of the projections, some of the blueprints, some of the statistics they're trying to compile, that this moves forward because it's under contract. They have not closed yet, so interesting note.
And we reached out to Chris Foster and just let him know, hey, we're the Lake's only TV station. People are interested in this. When you're ready to talk, we're here for you. Come on, talk with us. You can. And he said, yeah, right now we're doing our due diligence, but that time will come. And so be looking for Chris to join us here on Lake TV and kind of get us updated. If it gets to that point, it's not 100% sure thing yet.
Right, and we will, of course, keep you posted on that. All right, you looking for a job out there this winter season? Well, there's a company that's looking for you. MoDOT is short, and not just short, way short for snowplow operators.
How about that?
This winter?
Yeah.
Chris, what can you tell us about this?
Well, so here we go. Winter's coming, right? And everybody at the lake has been looking for employees lately. MoDOT says that they are worried about a lack of employees right now, and that's not a good thing. MoDOT having trouble gaining and keeping employees at this point. They've got a high turnover rate. All positions still open, apparently. The department says, despite their best efforts, they have not made progress in filling the winter operations vacancies. And that's the snowplow trucks. Right? The guys that are out there and gals that are out there getting the snow off the road. MoDOT experiencing a record high turnover, including more than 70 employees leaving every month.
Wow.
In the last few months.
70 on average per month.
That's crazy.
Are leaving.
Yeah.
So not just the void that already exists, the 70 that went from the previous month.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
Yeah. So they say if a widespread winter storm lasts more than 12 hours, more than a 12-hour shift, we will not have enough employees to fill the trucks on the second shift. Therefore, it'll take longer to clear the roads. So they've got enough for one shift, right? So if it snows, it's over in 12 hours, they can clean the roads, we're good. But if this goes on, and I mean, snowstorms do that. The average snowstorm usually lasts 2 to 3 days.
Right, and with that being said, that 12 hours, once they go out and work that 12 to 16-hour shift to get that cleaned up, they're then done.
Yeah.
So
they're wiped out.
Right. I mean, that is the hardest of hard. Once that's done, they would typically have another crew. And like you said, there's not typically many 12 to 14-hour snowstorms that are going to pass. A couple of facts I thought were interesting. MoDOT spent more than $58 million on winter operations last year.
That's what you make a year, man.
Yeah, that's funny. And used over 140,000 tons of salt, 2.8 million gallons of salt brine, and nearly 500,000 gallons of beet juice.
Beet juice? What's beet juice, man?
From a beet, like from Shroot Farms?
Yeah, but what does that do to the road?
I don't know. Apparently there's something in beet juice that would probably serve as a similar
if you're hungry, you go lick the road.
Salt or to sawdust or I don't know. Well, Andrew says they put it on bridges, which still doesn't answer your question.
I guess it probably just doesn't freeze. Yeah, it's like antifreeze, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we go. How convenient. Andrew's smart. He has that stuff.
I don't like beets.
MoDOT has purchased 118,000 tons of salt to refill salt supplies and has a total of 240,000 tons available. Now, for more information, not just on road conditions, safe traveling tips, and winter weather, or to find out about applying for one of those vacant positions, you can go to www.modot.org. And I'm telling you,
that'd be a great job.
It's a good paying job, great benefits, and it's hard work, but it could be rewarding. Get done and get to see the finished product. Okay, so for locals around the holiday season, there's typically scams, and they seem to be getting more and more. You getting all the calls that say potential spam risk, or people calling you, texting you, telling you something's getting ready to get shut off. We've got two we want you to be alert about this holiday season. The first is through Camden County. We saw this through KRMS with Sheriff Tony Helms. Authorities across the lake area are warning you about another scam which has an all too familiar ring to it, literally and figuratively. Of course, again, according to KRMS. Camden County Sheriff Tony Helms said intended victims are receiving telephone calls, again with the callers claiming to be law enforcement, informing you that there are warrants out for your arrest. The caller then says the warrants will disappear if you can pay the fines and court-related documents using various methods, such as money orders or money pack voucher cards, methods that are untraceable. It's advised that you do not give out any personal information and just hang up on the callers who often will spoof the caller ID, even making it look like it's a local call or a legitimate call from local law enforcement. Helms also says if you really do have a warrant for your arrest, his deputies will be glad to show up and let you know when they knock on your door. So that's the first one. The other one is Ameren, and that's another crazy one as the holiday season nears. Ameren wants to protect customers not just in Missouri but also in Illinois from a very, as they're calling it, a sophisticatedly advanced scam. Customers can protect themselves by recognizing the scam tactics and reporting them to the appropriate authorities. This according to Maria Gomez, who's the security supervisor. Scammers have become more sophisticated by masking phone numbers to appeal their call is actually from Ameren, or by calling residential or business customers threatening disconnection or demanding immediate payment during busy times, such as holiday season. Now, a new scammer tactic is requesting customers to immediately pay using a Cash App, which also is hard to trace, and Ameren will never request that from their customers. So as you see on screen right here, here's a few bullets of how to spot a scam as well as how to keep yourself protected. Most importantly, never give your credit card, debit card, Social Security, ATM, checking, or savings account numbers to anyone who calls, sends a text message or email, or comes to your home requesting the information. Now, you need to go to Ameren.com/stop scams so you can see this more in detail. There's an entire list of bullets with how to spot a scam, and that was one of the ways to prevent it. But most importantly, don't give that important information out over the phone.
No, never give your credit card information out. Never give your banking information out, because 99.99% of the time that's a scam.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, more road news. Chris, this is cool. We always talk about it.
Yep.
But apparently the resurfacing and widening could be coming to lake roadways.
Yeah, commission members approving a contract to resurface about 40 miles of the following highways: Route 7 between Route 5 in Camdenton and 133 in Pulaski County. So that's going east, north, or southeast. Route 52 between Route 17 in Miller County and Route 133 in Marys County, and Route 133 through the city of Richland. So those are all going to get work to the tune of a little over $8 million, about 40 miles worth. And this work will take place in 2022. Dates have not been set yet. I'm a little disappointed that we're not getting more on Highway 5 in the Camdenton area, right by our Lake TV studios. We have crash after crash there, and you know, it just needs to have another lane, basically a turning lane. Don't see any money going to that.
Right, we need Pam to give him a call. All right, on to sports. And Missouri, a good weekend in some sense. Most importantly, football, a thrilling
How about that?
overtime 24-23 win. Tyler Beatty, another big game.
Yeah.
He is a finalist.
He's a stud, man.
For the Doak Walker Award, which is named the best running back in the nation, one of 10 finalists. The only finalist from the SEC, also leads the SEC in rushing yards at over 1,385. Now, Missouri's win 24-23 ended up going into overtime, and it was pretty spectacular. Florida scored on their opening possession. Missouri was down 7. Missouri scored on a Tyler Beatty touchdown run, and then Eli Drinkowitz decides, okay,
he's going to go for two,
baby.
Yep.
And it was the tight end that caught the 2-point conversion. Missouri wins. They go to 6-5, and they are bowling. The Tigers are bowl eligible.
Yep.
And the loss for the Florida Gators, it forced Coach Mullins to
got fired.
He got fired.
How about that?
That goes to show you lose those Tigers, man. That ain't good. You got to go.
That's right.
But I'm proud of Missouri. They are looking good. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They're bowl eligible, and they're going to end their season Saturday at the 24th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks.
That's going to be tough.
Arkansas looked really good.
Yeah,
they very nearly beat Bama on Saturday.
Gave them a good game.
35-28 was the score, and Arkansas had a chance to tie that late. So in basketball, Missouri was at the Jacksonville Classic. The opener was in Columbia. That was a win over Northern Illinois. Kobe Brown had 13 and 13. Then SMU overtime win. That was another overtime win. Missouri was down by as many as 14 in that game. They won 80-75. Kobe Brown career high 24 points, 19 after halftime. And then Monday night, man, in the championship game of the Jacksonville Classic in Jacksonville at UNF Arena, Seminoles led the whole way. Florida State, they came in 3-1. Man, they were up 12-3, 29-13, 42-21 with 2 minutes left. They ended up winning by 23 points. Missouri falls to 3-2, and it could be a long season for Mizzou basketball.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good. I think they need a coaching change there.
I'm with you. You know I feel that way, but all the boosters and all the snotty-toddy Mizzou alumni, they love this guy for whatever reason. He didn't win at Missouri State. He didn't win at Cal. He didn't win at Tennessee, and he underachieved greatly at Tennessee. And here he comes into Missouri and still hasn't done a whole lot. But I'll stay optimistic, Uncle
there you go.
Chris. I just will not hold my breath. All right, so on to our NFL picks. And finally, For the first time this year, I'm all alone.
You won it.
On top of the mountain.
You won the week.
I pushed you and Andrew off. We've been up there together the last 3 weeks together. The results officially this week. I went first, 12-3, 13 points, got a bonus point. Chris, you were 11-4. Good week with all the upsets.
I'm kind of surprised
Missed
I did
your
that
money
well.
pick. 11 points. Andrew 9-6 with 10 points. Ricky 9-6 with 9. Look at those standings you see on your screen right there.
Yep.
I'm making my move, baby.
Yep.
You're still in first place, old Andy's son, at 119. Chris, you're just a point behind. You gained 1 point on him, but you gave up some ground to the third place, Wild Will. Just 1 point behind you, 2 points behind Andrew, and I'm making my move, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Before long, it'll be me staying on top of that mountain.
Pretty scary.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
All right, updated standings. You saw them there. Before we do our picks, I did want to talk about the Chiefs before we actually go into our picks real quick.
Yep.
Almost skipped over, but once again, the Chiefs winners of 4 in a row. They beat your Cowboys 19-9.
Yeah.
They won the turnover battle 3-1. What stood out to you in this game?
I will say the Chiefs have been living a very blessed life the last few weeks because they got the Packers when Aaron Rodgers was out. They got the Cowboys when their top receiver Cooper was out, and then another receiver, CeeDee Lamb, got hurt, and Tyron Smith, their left tackle, was out hurt. But a win's a win. Hey, that's greatness, man. You got to get these wins when you got the chance. You don't want to lose these games. 4 games in a row. I think the Chiefs are gaining that confidence. The defense is getting better, and they're going to be there in the end. They're going to be tough to beat.
A win is a win. The Titans, yes, they didn't have Derrick Henry, but they just lost to Houston. I mean, a win in the NFL is a win. The Chiefs are winners of 4 in a row. Defense, 5 sacks, 3 takeaways. Chris Jones went off, 3.5 sacks.
He was good.
Forced fumble recovery, and a batted pass that led to another interception. Over the last 4 games, Chris, the Chiefs defense is allowing just 12 points per game. That's after averaging about 28 points. And their combined record of their upcoming schedule, 32-27. So they play a lot of 500 teams in the division. Also got the Bengals and the Steelers. But they're on the bye this weekend, so they'll get to rest, get everyone healthy and ready for their home stretch for Thanksgiving. And it's time for our NFL picks.
Yep.
Listen carefully. This is going to be a perfect week here for Will. I got the Bears over the Lions.
I got the Bears.
I got the Cowboys over the Raiders.
I got the Cowboys.
I got the Bills over the Saints.
I got the Bills, but they suck.
Oh, I got the Falcons over the Jaguars.
I got the Falcons.
I got the Dolphins over the Panthers.
Ooh, I got Carolina.
Yeah, didn't you learn your lesson with
I should
the
have.
Redskins or the Washington football team? I got the Texans over the Jets.
I got Texans.
Me too. Eagles over the Giants.
I got the Eagles.
Bengals over the Steelers.
I got the Bengals.
Bucks over the Colts.
I got the Bucks.
Titans over the Patriots.
Ooh, I got the Patriots.
I almost took the Pats, but they look good.
And
First
that's
place
my
in the East.
money pick. That's scaring me that you're taking the
Oh,
Titans.
I'm glad to hear that.
Wow.
Chargers over the Broncos.
I got Chargers.
Rams over the Packers.
Packers. I got
Okay.
the Packers.
Very good. I got the Vikings over the 49ers as my money pick
Oh,
this
I got
week.
the Niners. Wow.
Yeah, we both got different
Wow.
money picks, and
This-
they're opposite.
This is going to be a big week.
This
One of
will-
us is going to jump up big.
Or we could end up even and split those. I got the Ravens over the Browns.
I got the Ravens.
And I got the Seahawks over the Redskins.
And I got the Washington. Wow.
So we
1,
got
2,
5
3,
different
4.
picks this week.
Wow.
It'll be interesting. All right, upcoming events before we let you go. There's 4 different Festival of Lights or Christmas light displays for you to see. Now you've got the Unity of Lights in Versailles, the City Park, the St. Patrick Festival of Lights at St. Patrick, Osage Beach Holiday Lights, and the Laurie Enchanted Village of Lights. All 4 of those are started. Find out more about those. Go to funlake.com/events as far as times, exact location. Also, pretty cool event with Missouri Forget Me Not. It is Holiday with the Horses, pictures with Santa. You can meet the Clydesdales, ride ponies, ornament making, Christmas caroling, hot chocolate. That's December 5th, 12th, 18th, and 19th. Call 573-745-1448. Also, Mother-Daughter Weekend, December 3rd through the 5th at Wonderland Camp. Should be really cool. Lots of Thanksgiving meals either had or about to be had around the lake for those of you having people. Good
Thank
work.
you. Yep.
Whether you're serving and selling or whether you're opening up for free for the community. Good work there, and you're not going to want to miss the Lake West Lighted Christmas Parade this Saturday starting at 6 o'clock. Lots of good stuff happening on Lake TV this week. You can check all of that out on our Facebook page. Until next week, from Slumberland Furniture, this good-looking guy is Uncle Chris. I'm Wild Will. Have a good weekend.